As long as I can remember, I've always wanted to be a gangster. Fortunately for us, there's plenty of video games that let you take control of a mobster and live the mafioso lifestyle. The Mafia trilogy, the first two Mafia games come to mind. GTA Vice City puts you in control of gangster Tommy Vercetti in 1980s Florida. Sleeping Dogs allows you to infiltrate the Chinese triad, blurring the lines between undercover cop and family member. And last, but certainly not least, there's The Darkness. The Darkness and The Darkness 2 puts you in the shoes of Jackie Estacado, a gangster who tears through the streets of New York City imbued with demonic powers and with an arsenal of firearms at his side. Now, it would be very easy to just go charging through the story, guns blazing, clipping goons left and right, but where's the fun in that? Any idiot can use a gun, but who needs guns when you're imbued with demonic powers? Who needs to shoot people when you can impale them with rebars, slash at them with barbed tendrils with dark power, or throw their fallen comrades at them, or just pistol whip them in the face? That's what we're gonna try to do. Let's see if we can complete The Darkness 2 without firing off a single shot, outside of the tutorial section anyway. And we'll try and keep the mafioso jokes to a minimum, but no promises, capiche? Now, just to give you a little background on what the story is, this is the sequel to the 2007 game The Darkness, based on the comics of the same name. The Darkness follows the tragic tale of Jackie Estacado, a young wise guy who, on his 21st birthday, gains the powers of a demonic entity known as the Darkness. After his adopted uncle, Paulie Franchetti, tries to whack him and ends up clipping his girlfriend Jenny, Jackie uses his newfound powers to go on a rampage to avenge her death. After rampaging through the streets of New York and hell itself, bringing down corrupt cop, immortal German soldiers and gunmen of Paulie's resume, Jackie puts an end to Paulie once and for all, avenging Jenny. But in the process, he lost a part of himself, and the Darkness looks set to take Jackie over completely. And it's here where we pick up the story. 2 years have passed since Jackie put Paulie Franchetti in the ground. Not only has Jackie managed to keep the Darkness at bay, but he's taken over as the Don of the Franchetti crime family and things seem relatively peaceful. Well, if the threat of having a demon-fueled madman coming after your entire operation doesn't want to make the other families play nice, what would? We arrive at this pretty fancy restaurant at an undisclosed location in New York City. We meet Vinny, who's probably Jackie's consigliere, and two of Jackie's boys, Frank and Eddie. Frank can't tell left from right, but then again, neither can we.
Hey Jackie, check out the rack on the brunette to your right.
That's his left, dipshit.
And look, this place loves Jackie so much they even put a picture of his father on the wall. Hold on a moment here, that guy looks familiar.
Cocksuckers.
Vinny guides us to our usual table, in a way reminiscent of Goodfellas, where the twins are waiting for us. Hey, just look at this restaurant. No wonder it's popular with the mob. It's absolutely jam-packed with Italian-American stereotypes.
This ravioli's too spicy. I can't taste the flavors.
We sit down with the twins, who are definitely 2012 hot. But before we can dig into a big old plate of pasta fazool, the twins are tragically cut down by the arrival of the title card. We definitely won't be ordering the truck to the face again. Vinny rouses us back to consciousness, hands us a pistol, and, as one of our legs has clearly been mangled by the unwelcome arrival of a truck through the window, starts to drag us to safety through the burning and wrecked restaurant. We hear the Darkness calling to us.
Come to the dark.
Tempting us to unleash its power on these gabagoons, but we resist. Vinny kindly parks us right in the view of two gunmen. Real smart idea. Whose side is he on? And even though we want to avoid using our firearms in this challenge, if we don't shoot them, they shoot us first. This is why we threw in that little caveat about going from after the tutorial level. We do try and shoot only when we need to in this section though. We managed to dispatch the small army of would-be assassins, and Vinny continues to drag us through the restaurant.
Hold on, Jackie. Here come the stairs.
Oh, the stairs. Oh, that looks painful. We're leaving a nice trail of blood for these guys to follow too. After another forced shooting gallery section, Vinny drags us into the kitchen, followed by a hail of gunfire that bursts a gas line. And to top it off, some wise guy throws a Molotov cocktail in for us. Jeez, I've not seen an explosion this bad since Tony Soprano had that nightmare.
Hey, Tone. What if these doctors are wrong?
We somehow don't get burned to a total crisp, and moments later, we awake to the sound of the Darkness once again tempting us with its power. Jackie refuses and starts to crawl towards a blown-out hole in the wall. And it's here we get a glimpse of our main antagonist, the jabroni with the limp. Hey, the striped stockings aren't doing anything for you, pal.
Keep pushing him.
Still breathing, huh, motherfucker?
One of the henchmen stays behind, encouraging us to crawl towards him. If we stay where we are, nothing happens. If we crawl towards him and choose not to unleash the darkness on him, he just shoots us. So we crawl towards him and, with the darkness screaming in our ears, we let it in. These guys decided to mess with the wrong family. The darkness even regenerates Jackie's messed up leg, but not his suit. Shame, it looks expensive. We reunite with Vinny, who thankfully managed to survive the explosion in the kitchen. Vinny tells us that the guy with the limp headed down the alley, and that we can meet up with our guys out on the street. He also says that him and the boys have been waiting for Jackie to bring the darkness back out.
You know, me and the boys been waiting a while for you to bring out some of that old Jackie Estacado magic.
Guess it wasn't such a well-guarded family secret then, huh? Now, these are the two darkness abilities we'll be using the most. Our left tentacle arm thing is going to be the most useful here. We can pick up bodies and throw them to distract our enemies. We can grab items to stun people or shield ourselves. And most important, we can throw items that'll impale people or slice them in half. It's really fun. Our right arm we use to slash at people, using the analog stick. It can be a bit finicky and isn't always lethal, but you can spam it like crazy and it'll get stronger as we go on. We can also use the two in tandem to perform special executions that'll give us health back. As we make our way through the alleyway, we suddenly get a vision of Jenny. We try to chase her, but she vanishes.
Lies.
Just what I was thinking there. We bust into the back of a barber's shop and execute one unsuspecting mook before taking his friend down and a third guy who comes bursting in a few seconds after we get the first gun we won't be using. Charging out into the street, we use a car door as a shield and then throw it to dispatch one guy before turning on his friends. And then we go and accidentally shoot someone. So we allow these jumpsuit wearing jackasses to put us down so we can try again. This time we managed to kill someone by bashing them with the butt of our gun. And even though that is allowed, we want to try leaving that to be a last resort sort of thing. You understand. We did check to see if we could disable the trigger buttons, but there's no way to do so with a controller. And there's no way in hell we're doing this with a keyboard and mouse. So we let them do us in once more and try again. We try a third time. This time we try to avoid grabbing the pistol, but we literally can't leave the shop until we do. Even when we actively avoid trying to pick up a gun, our tentacle arm whips out and grabs one for us. Thoughtful? Sure, but he clearly doesn't get the angle we're going for here. Things sure would be much simpler if we could choose not to pick up any weapons, but then where would we be without a challenge, huh? We finally managed to push past the first area, sans gunfire, before a well-timed building explosion blasts us into a conveniently open doorway. One of the goons finds us, but right before he can pop a cap in our head, we're introduced to the best character in the game, our Darkling friend, who gives the Uzi-wielding Goomba a good Glasgow kiss. This little guy has a wonderfully charming British accent and is dressed like Jerry Halliwell. Ginger Spice? The Spice Girls? Oh, come on, you can't all be too young to remember them.
That dress really became the identity of what girl power stood for. It came back to that thing of being proud of who we are.
Our Darkling offers us a mini Uzi. We don't want it, but once again we can't move forward without taking this specific weapon. Oh well. In the alleyway we find a relic and we come across the Darkness's second worst enemy. Now if you hadn't guessed by now, the Darkness has one major weakness: light. That's right, this big, bad, demonic entity from the 7th circle of hell suffers from photophobia, just like somebody else we can think of. Whenever we try and stray into well-lit areas, we lose the ability to use the darkness powers. But for now, we can use our throw and slash abilities to smash every light bulb we see. The darkness must have had some real beef with Thomas Edison, huh? We're also able to give Jackie some nice upgrades. Every guy we clip, every execution we perform, and every heart our tentacles devour give us this thing called Essence, which we can use to beef up Jackie's darkness powers. We're gonna stay the hell away from the gun upgrades though, we don't need them. We kill some guy using a trash can, but in the next area we find ourselves quickly overwhelmed, and we die. So here we realize that we have to be a bit more strategic with how we use our powers. Attacking with our powers is quite slow compared to using guns, and of course we can only deal with the guy standing right in front of us, which lets the guys to the side and to our rear pump us full of lead. So we'll hold back on rushing straight into fights, try to keep all of them squarely in front of us. Round 2, and by denying them a chance to flank us, we push through. As we move out of the street again, we come across another group of these jumpsuit wearing pricks and quickly dispatch them using what will become one of our main weapons in the game: the humble car door. Not only do they act as great shields against barrages of bullets, but throwing them will slice these assholes apart no problem. We accidentally throw a car door at one of Jackie's guys and oh, just look at that limo. That ain't exactly inconspicuous, is it, Jackie boy? I mean, if I saw that thing driving around, I'd definitely definitely think it belongs to a mafia boss with demonic powers. We follow our attackers down into the Canal Street subway station, and if you played the first game, you'll see how much of a heartbreaking state this place is in now. All the charm and soul's been sucked out of it. There's lots of lights for us to deal with down here, and not so much to throw. Luckily, our demon arm can reach them. We also take out a couple of escaping civilians, just to see if we can. We clear the platform of goons and civilians, just to see if we can, of course, and we get ourselves some nice, shiny upgrades. Now, just take note of this power here, Demonic Lift. We bought this thinking it would happen at random. Here's a spoiler for you, it don't. We'll let you know the point when we figured out how to use it. As we move through the station, these three guys get taken out by a fast-moving train. Who'd have guessed standing on the tracks was a bad idea, huh? We narrowly avoid getting hit by another train. That ain't our fault. We didn't bring the roof down. The New York subway must need some serious improvement work. Hell, I think I know a guy in construction. As we move through the carnage of crashed cars and cracked concrete, we accidentally shoot one guy again. So to punish ourselves, we go and stand in a fire and do it all over again. But we allow ourselves to get overwhelmed once more, so we need to start again. Finally, we push through and we find Jenny standing in the middle of the tracks, asking us to dance with her.
Dance with me, Jackie.
The host will not die!
We regain consciousness, not in the ruins of a subway station, but in a hospital. We meet Johnny, one of Jackie's associates, but he seems a little off. This is actually our first time meeting Johnny in this game, but he's the guy who helped Jackie suppress the darkness's hold on him between games.
Johnny fucking Powell, what are you doing here? And where the hell are we?
You let stupid stuff get in your head, then it gets all jumbled and weird and people think you're nuts!
We also meet Tony, another member of the family, who apparently has issues identifying produce.
Sometimes I can't tell the difference between a fruit and a vegetable.
Yeah, well, you're sounding a lot like a vegetable, you fruit. There's a flash of light and we're back in New York again, finding what appears to be the darkness controlling our body to take out the last few hitmen. Thankfully, he's using our demon arms and not a gun, doing his part to make sure this challenge is a success. We're greeted by Tony, who's now called Fat Tony and doesn't seem like the guy who'd get confused in a grocery store. He tells us we need to get out of here, so we do. Back in Jackie's apartment, and this is a nice apartment, come on. We take some time to recuperate and try to find out what happened and who the hell attacked us. Out on the balcony, we find a familiar face from the first Darkness game, Butcher Joyce, and Leo, who's new. We don't care about Leo. We head to the bedroom and Oh, way to kick a guy when he's down, huh? Poor Jackie. Our guy lights a candle at this little shrine for his lost love, right in front of this beautifully appointed indoor waterfall. Now that just screams style. And then we're greeted by yet another familiar face from the first game, Aunt Sarah, Jackie's adopted aunt. She tells Jackie that he needs to pull himself together and tells him in a roundabout way that she's there if he needs to talk.
You ever get the balls to actually talk about all this? Come see me in my room.
Quit busting my balls, alright?
But we're fine for now, and let's face it, it's not like she's going anywhere. We try to run ourselves a bath, but the tub doesn't fill up and the invisible wall doesn't let it. Oh no, Jackie, my boy, no. What did they do to you? We find Vinny and tell him to go find Johnny Powell, the head case that we saw in that hospital corridor. Vinny says he'll send the new guys to go find him, and tells us that Jimmy's waiting in our office for us. Jimmy turns out to be Jimmy the Grape, another returning and very welcome face from the Darkness 1. Jimmy tells us that the restaurant incident wasn't a one-off.
I just heard from Emilio Capizzi. A couple of hours later, someone torched our warehouse down at the docks, and Freddie tells me 2 of our boys got clipped outside of Gino's Deli tonight. Somebody's making a play.
Somebody out there is making a move on the family. Looks like it's time to go to the mattresses. Jimmy's got a lead for us though. A guy called Swifty. Turns out he was leaving the restaurant just as we arrived. And if you missed him, like we did, here he is.
Chop chop, I gotta run!
Very convenient. We grab Vinny and head out into the streets again to find this prick. We meet up with Jimmy somewhere in a back alley. We're gonna crash Swifty's little card racket at a nearby pool hall. This should be easy enough.
Jackie, here he is. Oh, hey, hiya, Jackie. Those are some nice shoes. Are those Belutis?
Hey, what a kiss ass. With our demon arms primed and our darkling ready to go, we bust into the joint, ready to rip and tear. Oh look, a pool cue, white ball your face. We take away the guys out, head upstairs, rip the door off, and oh look, there he is. Jeez, that head turn reminds us of Resident Evil. We've got to mention here that just using the demon arms makes playing this a hell of a lot funnier than using guns. The fact that you can just knock people over with objects, throw them into each other, the ragdoll physics, this game is goddamn hilarious. We use the car door shield strategy to make our way through the junkyard, taking these guys out with relative ease, apart from this bit where we ran out of things to throw at them.
Take this stage!
Whoops. And we finally corner Swifty in a construction site underneath the Brooklyn Bridge.
Who the fuck hired you, Swifty? You're not smart enough for a hit like this!
Fuck you! You were weak, and I'm gonna play! Now I'm gonna finish the job!
Hey, that's a lot of words for a guy who's been stalked by a demon-infused mob boss. And this is the first boss fight of the game. Jackie with the darkness powers versus Swifty in a wrecking ball crane. As we can't use bullets, actually, as we don't need bullets. Our Darkling friend helps us out by finding explosive propane canisters for us to throw at Swifty. Sounds simple enough, right? No. As with any annoying boss fight, Swifty's goons start pouring over the walls to try and take us out. But while we try to focus on taking out the little guys, we take a well-timed wrecking ball right to the face, and we die. Second try, we get pretty far in taking Swifty out. It would be easier if we could stand directly in front of the crane, but due to the indestructible spotlight on the damn thing, we can't. The lights start spreading out more as we go through the fight too, making it harder for us to keep our darkness powers active. We get Swifty down to 1/5 of his health bar before another swipe with the wrecking ball takes us down. Despite that, the game loads us back into the halfway point of the boss fight, so that's good. But yet again, we get Swifty down to just a cluster of pixels on the health bar before the sheer amount of light coming off that goddamn spotlight puts us down yet again. 4 times the charm. By camping in the corner of the map, we're able to keep the rabid goons at bay while putting some distance between ourselves and that damned light bulb. One final canister is all it'll take to put Swifty out of commission.
Prison for you, mate!
Finally, we deliver the killing blow to Swifty's crane.
Fuck you, Estacado! You ain't getting me that easy!
We chase him into a nearby diner where we see Jenny again, in a flashback to the day before the events of the Darkness 1.
Hiya, Ratface. What took you so long? Come sit with me for a minute. I'd give you a free beer, but you're not even legal until tomorrow. I asked Giancarlo if I could take your birthday off. He tried to give me a hard time, but I gave him the Bambi eyes, and he caved. He says he's even going to bake you a cake. I was thinking maybe you could come over to my new place and we could watch a movie or something.
Is this real?
Yeah, you and me, young and in love. Face it, you lucked out. Dance with me, Jackie.
I don't know what this is, and I don't fucking care. I think about you every day, Jenny. Every minute of every day.
You're so sweet, Jackie. You act all tough, but deep down, you're all heart, you know?
What happened to you was my fault, Jenny.
Shh. Listen to the song.
I wish I could change things. I wish you were alive. It should be me who's dead, you know?
Jackie, we're together now. That's all that matters. Why don't you come back around here for a minute?
Jenny?
Damn it.
It deceives you.
What the fuck was that about? Well, after that saccharine sweet segment, we probably all got to beat us. The darkness seems to know that something's trying to trick us, but whether that's true or just a demon trying to be an asshole, we can't say for now. We exit the now abandoned diner, taking out another couple of Swifty's boys with some real cinematic style. After scrambling through alleyways and over rooftops, we end up in a warehouse full of Swifty's henchmen. Jeez, couldn't they put the boss fight later on in this level? This is starting to feel like a slog.
I'm hearing things.
Not anymore, you ain't. Remember, people, the key to good comedy is timing. We run into a slight issue here, as if we run out into the next section, we're gonna get shot to shit, and the doorway's managing to block most of what we're trying to throw at these maroons. So we decide to let them come to us.
Hey, Jackie! Looks like you lost some weight!
Funny guy, just hang around there for a while, huh? After pushing through the oncoming horde of gun-toting jackasses, we reward ourselves with the Air Darkling upgrade, which will allow us to throw our little buddy at any assholes coming for us. Tragically, we soon run out of things to throw, and with an abundance of gunmen on the catwalks above us and us taking damage from a light source despite not being directly in it, we fall again. God damn, this is a long-ass level. We have a brief exchange with Swifty over the intercom system, in which he claims he didn't have a choice in ratting us out.
You think I wanted to mess with you? Come on, I had no choice. You stubborn prick! Are you even listening to what I'm saying?
before pressing forward into yet another room full of enemies. You can really see why people prefer the first game over this one, huh? Unluckily for the goons, this room's chock full of items we can throw at them. And this bit here is where we found out how to use demonic lift. It took us a while, I will say that, but we finally got there. Another exchange with Swifty reveals that the guys who pulled the hit on the restaurant knew everything about Jackie's organization.
Guys are serious trouble. They had all this crazy high-tech armor and shit.
Before we get to Swifty and hand his ass to him, we grab another upgrade. This one is the Swarm, which allows Jackie's demon arms to shoot out a great big cloud of insects that'll attack our enemies. Don't get too used to seeing it in action though, we forgot we had it. After mowing down the final room full of enemies, we finally come face to face with Swifty.
Okay. I talk. Just don't kill me, okay?
Then you better start talking.
I think they're like some kind of secret club or something, you know? They gave me an envelope with a whole load of cash in it. Their boss, their leader, whatever. I met him in a brothel, the Brimstone Club, all right? Look, I'm telling you, these guys are some kind of... Hey! What the fuck are you doing?
But before he can tell us any more, the darkness wrestles control back from Jackie and, in spite of Jackie's protestations, puts Swifty out of commission for good.
It was nothing.
With a lead to go on and one loose end tied up, we head back to Jackie's mansion. We meet up with Vinny again, who tells us that he's got a couple of guys checking out the Brimstone Club and that the multiplayer characters have managed to find and bring in Johnny Powell. Johnny's an interesting character, to say the least. He's scribbled all over that nice Italian suit, too.
You look like shit. I paid you good money to help me figure things out, and you repaid me by skipping out in the middle of the night? For what?
Jackie, I did what I could to help you control the darkness. But being around you was becoming a problem for me. The darkness is so fucking seductive.
Jackie asks Johnny to try to help him get the demonic power under control again.
Jesus Christ, Jackie, that thing is like a slow suicide.
And then he drops a revelation that the darkness will try and keep you in its grip by showing you things other people can't see.
The longer the darkness is active, the more it'll try to confuse you. It'll try to trap you, make you see stuff that other people can't see.
Which is interesting, because we keep getting visions of Jenny all over the place, and the darkness keeps telling us they aren't real. Regardless, Jackie tells Johnny he's back in the family business for the time being, and sets him to work finding out more about the guys who paid off Swifty. Guess he gets to keep the cash as well. As we head back to her office to find out what Frank and Eddie learned about the Brimstone Club, Aunt Sarah decides to break our balls a bit.
And you look like shit, you know that?
You're the best.
Bet your ass I am.
We talk to the housekeeper for a moment.
That kid in the library sure is mashugana.
And we stroll into our office to see what these three have to say. Among Frank and Eddie's exploits at the Brimstone Club, it turns out that the place is under new ownership, and that one of the girls there has seen a guy with a limp who looks like
Nosferatu on crack.
Limpy? Gimpy? Sounds like someone we've seen before. Jimmy tells us that Vinny has a contact over there, which our consigliere denies vehemently.
So, Jimmy told me about the Brimstone Club. Sounds like a real dumpster.
You, got a hookup over there?
You mean me? Well, I mean, I'd never go to a cesspool like that, but I got a friend who goes there sometimes, who, you know, when it's late at night, when other places are closed.
Methinketh the gentleman doth protest too much, huh, Vin?
I know a girl there named Venus. Sure, she can help you out. She's a real handful. Two of them, actually.
Hey, Vinny, we're not judging here, but is she called Venus because she has a massive penis? Apparently, we won't be able to take any weapons into the joint with us either. Oh no, how tragic. But before we can leave, Johnny comes in with us to ask about the pay packet we handed him.
This envelope, where did you say you got it again?
Off some dead guy that was paid to kill me.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
He doesn't seem too happy about it.
Something wrong, Johnny?
Nothing.
And with that, we're going to a brothel. The Brimstone Club isn't the kind of place you'd see on the high streets. Oh, no. It's hidden in the back rooms of a goddamn mannequin factory, because all semi-horror-esque games these days need goddamn mannequins. Anyway, we get frisked by Discount Nico Bellic over here, check out the security guard's copy of the low-resolution daily, and head inside. Oh, what a truly charming little boutique this is. Red curtains, bare breeze block, abusive staff, and girls with addiction problems and daddy issues. Yeesh, we've seen crematoriums more cheery than this place.
Any friend of Vinny's is a friend of mine. Why don't you come up to my room? I think I could arrange something special just for you.
An idea the darkness seems to like.
Yes.
In the cargo elevator, Venus drops the act and tells us she stashed Vinny's gun in her room. That the new owners will deal with her if they find out she's helping us, and asks us not to rat her out if things go south. Of course, Jackie's a stand-up criminal boss, so he agrees.
Are you listening to me?
Yeah, I got it.
And of course, nobody in this place knows how to close the goddamn door of their rooms, so we've taken the creative liberty of censoring the spiciest of what's on show up here.
Look, all I'm saying is we go to management and air our concerns.
Have you seen this new guy? The hunchback guy? You're gonna ask that fucking abomination for a raise?
In Venus's room, she says how she only started suspecting something in this place was awry when one of the girls went upstairs to see the limpy guy and never came back. She hands us the gun and asks us to clip Quasimodo for her.
Shoot Quasimodo upside the head and put us all out of his fucking misery.
And this is where the fun begins. An attempt was made to be stealthy here, but after throwing the Darkling at one of these bozos and killing another one with a thrown baseball bat, the guards start to funnel themselves straight into the path of our demon arms, and we find one NPC with a particular will to not die. We got him in the end. Goddammit, why do so many of these items not break the lights? Oh, come on.
Look on this, Jackie!
We come to a locked door, and a light we can't smash as it's in a cage. Our Darkling runs up into the vent and tells old Jackie to close his eyes. And here, we can actually play as the Darkling for a moment, which is a great success. Through the vent, we find this tooled-up guy preaching to someone we can't see about the darkness.
Do you hear that sound, brothers? It's the cry of the beast, drawing ever closer. The darkness loves us. This I know, because it tells us so.
Must be one of the new owner's henchmen. Can't say he's right about the darkness loving them, though. He doesn't seem to like anybody very much. Unless he likes Jackie, which is why he forget about it. A second later, we see another pair of these masked goons talking about some kind of relic and a dude called Victor.
Once we have it, the world will be ours.
I don't like where this is going. Hell, even the darkness is starting to get a little cagey around these freaks. Oh, hey, look, a crucifix. I wonder who that's for. Dropping down from the vents, we sneak up behind one of the unsuspecting guards and rip his mask off to get a good look at him.
Get closer to him. I want to see what I'm up against.
With pleasure. That close enough for you?
And it's just a regular dude, apart from the fluorescent eyeliner and glowing eyes. Unable to survive in the light and too small to take on both of these dudes as the Darkling, we scramble up a pipe and make our way across the roof tiles. We drop down behind yet another unsuspecting guard, take him out, and then slash the fuse box to kill the lights in this place. We move on and buy ourselves another new upgrade. This one makes every thrown object explode on impact. Ooh, that's nice. Thankfully, this next room is full of riot shields, which we use to our full advantage. Moving through the next few rooms, we use our new power, alongside the swarm power, which we definitely didn't use enough in this playthrough. We come across this rather obvious trap. Can we not do this? It's so blatant, it's like a Tom and Jerry bit. Reluctantly, we enter the room, grabbing a piece of pipe as we go, and yep, lights blare on and we start to take damage. Who could have guessed that was gonna happen, huh? Probably most of us. But not before we use that pipe to take one of the bastards down with us.
Stay away from the light.
So predictable. Prepare the siphon.
We awake to the sound of hammering, and when the lights start to die a little bit, we find out who that crucifix was for. It was for us. I suppose they managed to put the first nail through quietly. Aside from Maxwell and his silver hammer over here, we got these two freaks in the room with us. The dude with the Lloyd Christmas haircut and the Canadian tux slaps us across the face and says we feel sticky.
I like the way he feels. He feels sticky.
Come on, dude. You already look like a jittery head case. Do you have to act like one too? And the other guy with the flasher coat, leg braces, and fucked up face is Victor, our primary antagonist. And he wants the darkness for himself.
I want the darkness.
Yeesh, your face looks like it was set on fire and put out with a chain. So yeah, to cut a long story short, Victor wants the darkness for himself. He thinks Jackie is too stupid to use it properly, and so he has to take it by force. That's what the sucky thing over there is doing. It does beg the question though, did he ever approach Jackie and give him this choice? Jackie clearly doesn't want the darkness lording it over him, and he's obviously a better and more respected mob boss than Paulie ever was, even without his powers. So why didn't Victor just go to him and say, hey, you got this problem, I can do this thing where we make the problem go away, bada bing, bada boom, everybody's happy. Seems like a massive oversight by the guy. The last thing you want to do is piss off the dude who can literally tear you in half and rip your heart out with a couple of demon arms. But hey, what do we know? Hindsight is 50-50.
Mr. Peevish, if you'd be so kind.
Peenish wheels in the AV Club TV, and God, this guy has a face you want to punch, don't he?
That stream of dark essence flowing into the siphon tells me you're already thinking of giving it up. Let's see if I can grease the wheels of that decision.
Mr. Bragg.
So,
Jackie boy.
We watch as some creep called Bragg messes with Jackie's shrine for Jenny, which is live but also somehow recorded. And then we see a couple of Jackie's boys, Frank and Eddie, tied up. Oh, we got a bad feeling about this. Victor reveals that his gang has hidden Jackie's organization all over the city and tells us to sacrifice either Frank or Eddie. Ladies and gentlemen, our good people, we here at Epona Sioux do not negotiate with terrorists. Doubly so for ones who look as fucked up as this one. And despite us not choosing either of the boys, the game decides to kill Eddie and blame it on us.
Jackie, no! You can't do this to me! You son of a bitch!
Whoa, that one got wet.
You did what you had to do, Jackie.
And despite trying to kill him at a restaurant, attacking his organization, nailing him to a cross, proceeding to break into his house, desecrating the shrine for his dead girlfriend, killing his men, and pretty much managing to piss off the guy with the demonic powers every which way he can, Victor is still surprised when Jackie isn't willing to hand over the darkness voluntarily.
Will you give me the darkness of your own free will?
Fuck you!
Then not of your own free will. I'm trying to help you, but if you're too stupid to see it, I'll negotiate in a language even you can understand.
Oi, they don't make villains like they used to. Victor tells Bragg to take out everybody in the mansion, including Aunt Sarah, because clearly threatening to kill Jackie's aunt isn't gonna piss him off further. Victor instructs nameless goon number 415 to break our will, and after a few body blows, we black out again. We awake an indiscernible amount of time later, alone in the room, somehow free of the crucifix. We break through a wall and head down a corridor corrupted by the darkness. The darkness rages that we must protect it, until we break down another wall and discover that the darkness is holding Jenny's soul hostage. You gotta love how, although she's draped in a ragged gown, she still has her lip ring. Maybe piercings follow you into the afterlife, or maybe it's just a goth thing. I don't know.
Her soul is mine. You will do my bidding!
Waking up back in the room, clearly somebody's waterboarded Jackie with cranberry juice. And now that Jackie's definitely not gonna give up the darkness, Victor tells one of his goons to lay into us again, to weaken us up for the ritual. But oh no, what's this? We can break free! And in the time it takes the nameless fuckhead to vocalize the fact that we've broken free, we manage to wrench the nail from our other hand and ram it straight into his brain pan. Yeah, let's see how you like being nailed up, big boy. We're jumped by another of Victor's henchmen, but we raise our gun and crap. Gun dead. Well, the game is forcing us to use the gun here. Despite trying to bash him with the grip, there's no way past it, so we're forced to clip the guy. Realizing we're free and probably not all that happy about being crucified, having our business attacked and our mansion invaded by delightful guys like Bragg, Victor decides it's time to take the siphon and run.
I tried to give you an out, Jackie, so don't ever say you weren't given a choice, because next time, I won't ask so nicely.
That was asking nicely? Oh, buddy boy, we're gonna put the other side of your face to a belt sander, even up your good looks.
Torch the entire building!
This time we buy ourselves the Demon Blades upgrade, which is supposed to give your demon arms more attack damage after they've eaten a heart, but we'll be buggered if we noticed any difference whatsoever. With the Brimstone Club now ablaze, we go for a hasty X, and if you think running through a burning building looks fun, you should check out our Postal 2 video. That was even more fun than this and still gives us traumatic flashbacks. On our way out, we had to dispatch a few random goons here and there. Busting out onto a fire escape, Butcher Joyce and unnamed henchman number 475 are down in the alleyway to rescue us, and to take us back to the mansion which is now under siege by Victor's boys. We scramble over the rooftops while being attacked by more of Victor's soldiers, these ones clad in some kind of darkness armor. Speaking of the big guy, he's clearly not happy with the siphon taking a portion of his essence, continually screaming in our ear to find it and make us whole again.
Bring it to me! But monkey, I'm not too fond of heights!
Wish we could put something else on. Our attackers try to take us down with spotlights, but luckily for us, we find out this late in the game that we have the option to sprint. We are so good at this game. So we managed to avoid getting cooked alive. With a liberal supply of propane canisters, pipes, and air conditioning fan blades, we cleave our way across the rooftops and into our limousine, heading back to Jackie's mansion. We arrive in the parking garage, but Victor's forces already have control of the building and have barricaded the entrance. We also come across a new enemy type here. These TF2 medic-looking assholes have shoulder-mounted flashlights that look like a stinger launcher, but are trying to take them out from long range. Ah, the ground pound upgrade. Now this is a fun one, and you can bet your ass we'll be getting some mileage out of this. Essentially, we use our demon arms to slap some Marone up into the air before slapping him straight back down into the ground and causing some AoE damage. We make our way through the parking garage, taking out a van load of interlopers as we go, but as we try to move through into the next section, we're hit by a speeding car and backed into another forced shooting segment. Despite replaying it over and over again, there's no way to smash the car's headlights before it clatters into us. We finally relent and shoot the remaining headlight out with our Uzi, but luckily we're not forced to turn the gun on our attackers, so we dismember them with ease. We clap another wave of enemies before we run into Dolfo, another of Jackie's men who's been wounded guarding the elevators, but is ultimately okay.
You better head upstairs, boss. I got you covered down here. I ain't bleeding that bad.
Vinny is also fine, thank God.
Jesus Christ, boss, it's a real shit show up there. Your Aunt Sarah's hiding out in your panic room. We gotta get up there, right now!
Up in the penthouse, we treat ourselves to another upgrade. This time one that'll replenish our health when we execute an enemy. We also run into Johnny Powell again, looking spazzy as usual, who tells us that the guys attacking us are called the Brotherhood.
The seal on the envelope you found on Swifty? It belongs to the Brotherhood.
The who? Which Brotherhood, Johnny? The Dark Brotherhood, the Brotherhood of Steel, the Brotherhood without banners, the Brotherhood of Nod? You gotta narrow it down a bit, buddy. Apparently it's none of them.
They were the original keepers of the darkness, Jackie. They're led by a guy named Victor, high priest, royalty to them.
I met that asshole. He came after me with some kind of thing. It was sucking the darkness out of me.
There's only one thing that can do that. The Siphon of the Angelus. It's the device the Brotherhood used to cage the darkness. It's an instrument of light. It was made thousands of years ago. Some say it was forged by the Angelus itself. It's the only thing that can contain dark essence. Well, besides you.
Oh, okay, so if they take the darkness and seal it away, what bad things do you think would happen?
If the Brotherhood gets a hold of the darkness, who knows? But I'm sure it's not good.
Oh, well, that's helpful. Thanks, Johnny. Massive help you are. Vinny tells us we've got to get to Aunt Sarah and wishes us luck. We take out one guy with our Darkling, despite the little demonic bastard ignoring the laws of physics and hurling himself to the right when we threw him to the left. But due to the presence of one of the flashlight troopers, we're backed into a corner with nothing to throw, so it takes us a while to bring him down. We press on, but we are stalled again by another of the flashlight troopers, finding ourselves once again with nothing to hurl at it. Somehow his flashlight turns off. Maybe the Brotherhood can only afford those crappy zinc batteries from Poundland. We finally make it inside, taking the Brotherhood forces down methodically until we find Jimmy the Grape and Tommy Gallo hiding out in Jackie's office. Jimmy tells us they're trying to break into the panic room to get our Aunt Sarah. Not today, motherfuckers. We take out another group of soldiers and make our way up the stairs, but we're forced to retreat as yet another flashlight-wielding fuckboy appears. Christ, with the amount of flashlights these guys have, they must have been armed by the Imperial Guard. But with a well-timed throw of our Darkling, we take him out and make a break for the panic room. We go charging into the room, but Bragg's waiting for us and greets us with a shotgun blast to the face.
Oh, child, you'll come back from this, you know you will, and when you do...
But then Bragg gives her the old London farewell. Ah shit, we never had that conversation with her either. Bragg returns and gives Jackie yet another free shot in the head. Hell, they really don't learn, do they?
Wrong choice, Jackie boy.
Jackie, help me, please!
We hear Jenny's voice pleading as we pass out and reawaken back in the asylum. Apparently having fallen from our bed, we're greeted by Vince, who thinks we've been skipping our meds again. Obviously, we've no idea what's going on.
Vinny? I don't understand what's happening. Is this hell?
Okay, that's a new one.
Oh, in the name of Christ, they cut off our hair. All those beautiful locks. We see we've managed to graffiti the walls pretty good up in here.
Way to go, bud. You're doing a great job.
We leave the room and walk past the head nurse's office, where we can hear a few interesting conversations.
Yep, he's having a hard time working out what's real and what he read in a book. Mein Kampf? You think that was a bad idea?
Jeez, I know people need entertainment in these places, but who in their right mind gives a mentally unstable patient Mein Kampf to read? Oh hey, look at that. What a coincidence. The head nurse is called Jenny, and she looks and sounds a bit like our Jenny. Small world, huh? We desperately need to look for answers among this cast of kooky characters. We see Johnny again, who's still babbling utter crap.
Hey Jackie, I got that thing you wanted. It's big.
Tom, who's got a couple of uncomfortably familiar looking sock puppets on his hand.
You know, I don't think you can ever really find what you're looking for.
Unless you're in a hardware store and you're looking for a nail.
Oh, sure, chances are pretty good at that point.
Tony, who's still on a crusade to identify produce.
Lima beans are spies.
Fuck me.
Sheldon, the Birdman, and oh boy, this fucking guy.
What I really want to do is paint.
Yeah, well, if you're gonna try taking control of Europe, Berlin isn't in North Dakota, and the USA isn't at the South Pole, you fruitcake. We also see Frank and Eddie, Eddie being the one we indirectly chose to sacrifice. Frank tells us to go and see Dr. James, who is, of course, Jimmy the Grape. We have a brief discussion with him. He tells us to go see Nurse Jenny, and of course, it is our Jenny.
Jackie, I'm so glad you're back on your med cycle. It's a very positive sign. Dr. Vic's been asking me about your progress. He's very concerned for you. We all are.
Jenny, I don't know what this place is, but I'm gonna get us out of here.
Why would I want to get out of here, Jackie? I work here. I'm here to help you.
No, not you two. Not you two. What the fuck is happening?
Just stay calm, Jackie. It's going to be all right. Now, last time we talked, you were telling me about the delusions you've been having.
While trying to explain to her what's going on, Jackie has a little bit of a breakdown in front of Jenny and has to be restrained.
You're in real trouble. We both are. We're getting out of here. Now!
Jackie,
Whoa,
no!
whoa, big guy.
Cold white!
Easy, Jackie.
Let go of me!
God.
Come on.
You were doing
All right,
so
here we go.
good.
Easy. Calm down, Jackie. We're not gonna hurt you.
Vince almost gives us the knockout juice, but Johnny intervenes.
Geronimo!
Johnny, cut it out.
Go.
Johnny, what the hell are you doing?
Sleep.
Get him off, would you please?
And we make a run for the door.
He's running for the door! Jackie, get back
This
here!
way.
Hey, that guy sounds familiar. Back in the real world, Johnny greets us and tells us it's been 4 days since Bragg shot us in the face. The boys managed to push the Brotherhood out of the penthouse, but Aunt Sarah's gone.
They arranged the funeral for your Aunt Sarah today.
God damn it.
Hey, that's a damn quick turnaround.
We can't let the Brotherhood take the darkness, Jackie.
That's not gonna happen. The darkness has Jenny's soul. And it wants these Brotherhood jackoffs dead and the siphon for itself. If I don't play ball, it says it'll keep her forever.
Jackie, that siphon in the darkness's hands, it's not good. It's too powerful. With the siphon, it could overwhelm you. Take control completely.
I don't have a choice. I won't let it hurt Jenny.
Jackie, let's take a step back here, okay? Let's think about this. So, what if she isn't even real? The darkness plays tricks on you, and makes you see things.
Johnny gives us another warning about the darkness and the siphon and Jenny not being real, and then we head off towards the elevator. On our way, we meet the survivors of the assault in the penthouse, including Butcher Joyce, who's trying to flush limbs down the toilet cleanup specialist my ass, and Jimmy the Grape, who tells us not to go upstairs, which we do anyway. Hope blood comes out of marble easily. As we've got a chance, we buy ourselves the Black Hole perk. This works in the same kind of way it did in the Darkness 1, allowing Jackie to open up a gravitational anomaly that'll suck our enemies and cause some damage to them. But unlike the original, which relied on a dark power meter to create them, these black holes are consumable items. The Black Hole pickups replaced their hearts on some enemies, and we ended up missing a lot of them because of this. And finally we head to the funeral. In the car, we get another flashback to the Asylum.
Jackie, none of this is real.
Well, that was fun. And at the graveyard, we trudged through the rain to press F. Jimmy tries to console us in this hour of grief and imparts a few words of wisdom before...
What'll get you through this? I want you to know I think you're...
Get out of here! Someone get over here, quick!
And as our dearly departed Aunt Sarah's body comes flying out of its casket in an unexpected yet rather comical turn of events, we realize that the Brotherhood are making yet another move at a fucking funeral. Jesus Christ, these guys have a death wish. Bragg, now imbued with some darkness powers, isn't satisfied with killing our aunt and decides to ruin her funeral as well. What a prick. But no boss fight would be complete without the boss themselves summoning a horde of minor enemies to be another pain in our ass. Naturally, Bragg decides to run for it, so the boss fight turns into a game of kiss chase through the cemetery, peppered with waves of smaller enemies. We find ourselves fighting Bragg alone, desperately trying to mark his position as he jumps from mausoleum roof to mausoleum roof. We find an upgrade point and buy the Dark Armor perk, which will enshroud old Jackie Boy, giving us some decent damage resistance. We chase Bragg into the final area of the boss fight, managing to get him down to just a small sliver of health, but with no hearts to sustain our own health bar, we succumb to our wounds. Stepping right back into the fight thanks to the game's generous checkpoints, we manage to take Bragg down for good. He spills the beans on where Victor is, and we give Bragg a reverse Blood Eagle for his troubles, which has to be censored because it's YouTube. He deserved worse than that. Back in the penthouse, we clean up and then meet Johnny again. Johnny gives us a vague warning about how the darkness and the Brotherhood, and this time we get to ask him about the Angelus.
They're holed up at the old boardwalk in Astoria, a place called Hellgate Field. Me and Jenny used to go there when we were kids. That's where I'm headed.
It smells like a trap.
That's 'cause it is a trap, dummy, but I don't have a choice. I can't let it keep hurting Jenny.
Don't let them take the darkness, Jackie. You do that. We are all fucked.
What about the siphon?
You can't let the darkness have it. You do that. We are all, once again, fucked. Not even the Angelus could stop the darkness then.
What's the Angelus?
Jackie, the Angelus is the complete and total opposite of the darkness. It's a creature of pure light.
You said this Angelus thing made the siphon?
Creature of pure light, weapon of pure light. Kinda makes sense, huh? Mm-hmm.
Could it kill me?
Sure.
And so Jackie is faced with an unenviable decision. Render the darkness to the Brotherhood and be free of it but lose Jenny forever, or fight the Brotherhood to regain the darkness's full power, possibly lose himself in the process. We have a last word with Vinny and Jimmy as well, telling them that we're gonna end this on our own. Nobody else from the family is getting put at risk.
Fellas, if I don't come back...
None of that, Jackie. I'll see you when you get back. Got it?
And with that, we head to our final showdown with Victor. Hellgate Field. Sounds like a place from Gears of War, doesn't it? But it is in fact an abandoned amusement park, probably this world's version of Coney Island. A vision of Jenny appears and, against the darkness's wishes, we chase her into an abandoned bumper car arena where our Darkling buddy is waiting for us. We chase the Jenny Mirage further into the park and wind up in yet another flashback, to a happier time where Jackie won Jenny a bear from a shooting range at the park.
Can you win me that big blue one? Pretty please? Win me a prize and I'll tell you a secret. But don't get any ideas.
Again, we're forced to use the gun to get past this segment because if we don't, it just resets.
Oh my god, you should see this place.
We hit the target, but as is to be expected, the dog-faced carny running the game tries to screw us over. We're rudely pulled away from this moment by Victor calling for us.
Jenny,
What's the matter, Jackie? You look a little distracted. Over here, Jackie! Over here!
The Brotherhood soldiers start to show up again, and with the help of our Darkling buddy, we go about putting them down.
God save the Queen!
God save the Queen. There's so many goddamn lights in this place. Yeesh, it's meant to be abandoned. Who's paying the electricity bill? After wiping out a large wave of Brotherhood goons, we find ourselves lost in this absolute rabbit warren of an amusement park. We didn't even get a map at the entrance. This place is going to get a bad review from us. Thankfully, our Darkling knows the way, and he leads us straight into another flashback.
Come on, Jackie. We can win the big blue one right here.
Couldn't change it up a bit, guys? Ball toss, hoopla, darts, hook the duck? Nope, more shooting galleries. Despite shooting the sheriff a few times, we finally net the big blue bear for Jenny.
You did it! Oh my god, I can't believe it. You are so awesome. Hey, Ratface, remember that secret I was gonna tell you? I love you, Jackie Estacado.
The vision of Jenny vanishes, but she drops the bear, revealing, oh no, this bear might have been pre-loved if you catch our drift. The teddy does have some use though, as we chuck it straight into the face of the first Brotherhood soldier who tries to ambush us, leading us into yet another wave of enemies. We take most of them down with relative ease, chucking shields at them to cleave them in twain, or throwing pipes and rebars to turn them into goonsicles. Oh god, that sounds wrong. But it isn't long before we're backed into a corner by one of the flashlight boys. After a few minutes of trying, we manage to throw a billboard at it, which misses spectacularly, but luckily the explosion on impact knocks him out long enough for us to finish the job.
There! The carrier! It's tonight! You actually hurt me!
We press on, using another bit of pipe to smash a rather inconveniently placed light.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
What? How did that miss? It's red on the crosshairs and everything. With nothing else to throw, we just run past the light. Moving on to the next area, we get a glimpse of Victor watching us before he teleports away, narrowly missing a barrel to the unfucked half of his face.
Have you finally come to your senses?
Prepare for trouble!
Make it double!
Victor retreats behind this rather Arkham City-looking cloud gate. Come to think of it, a hell of a lot of this place looks like an area from Arkham City. If they weren't released 5 months apart, we'd say that one maybe inspired the other. Our Darkling finds us a propane tank to hurl at the gate, which only takes out a couple of the teeth, before once more we're mobbed by Brotherhood goons. Moving off the main street and into an abandoned building, we stay back and let the next wave of troopers come to us, before moving onto the rooftop and trying to goad out the remaining troops from an illuminated terrace with indestructible lights. When the last guy finally emerges, trying to chase us back into the building, we give him a solid wishboning for his troubles. We finally wind up in an abandoned garage where the Darkling jumps into a septic truck? Some kind of tanker truck anyway. We open the garage doors and our little buddy drives the truck straight into the remaining supports at the clown gate. Oh, hang on a second here, this is giving me uncomfortable flashbacks.
Never thought it would end like this, huh? Huh, Maria? Tom! No!
Oh hell, guess it wasn't a septic truck after all. As we head for the now demolished gate, Victor appears to taunt us again. We give him a solid chair to the head for his troubles, and we head into the probably aptly named Castle of Horrors. Sounds like a charming kind of place, don't it? We're greeted by yet another vision of Jenny, who drags us onto the ghost train ride.
Oh my god, this is gonna be so scary. Promise you'll protect me.
Jenny? What is this?
Come on, don't tell me you're still afraid of the dark.
As we go through this tunnel of terrors, we see some spooky, scary skeletons, a guy making soup, and one of Jackie's boys get vanished in a puff of smoke. The game clearly wants us to treat this as a literal on-rail shooter, but that'd defeat the purpose of the run, wouldn't it? None of our powers work, apart from the swarm attack, so we make the most of it to deal with these gun-toting pricks. Ah, come on, dude, what kind of cover's that? If we weren't trying to do this without using our guns, you'd be mincemeat already. At least try to hide. But just before we can steal a fleeting kiss from Jenny, she disappears and the ride ends. We hop out of the car and... ooh, what do we have here?
Iron Maiden? Excellent!
Well, this is obviously a trap, right? We open it up and... oh yeah, obvious trap is obvious.
Comfortable?
Bogus.
This ancient relic can hold you for as long as it takes to drain the darkness from you. And then we'll burn what's left of you alive. I tried to help you.
At what point did you try to help? You've been a pain in the goddamn ass from the moment your boys attacked the restaurant, you absolute dickhead. We wake up back in the asylum again. Oh, this is just getting tiresome now. Turns out we've been hiding in the utility cupboard with its 20 goddamn rakes that all asylums have for some reason. We go along the corridor and find Nurse Jenny speaking to someone. But when she catches sight of us, she runs away and we're stopped from following her by a rather familiar rat-faced asshole.
Heard you got a little too touchy-feely last time. Can't say I blame you.
Well, this guy clearly shouldn't be working with mentally unstable people if that's his attitude. We need to find a weapon.
I need a weapon.
The guy with the puppets is no help. In fact, I think he's mocking us.
Oh, Jenny, I love you so much. I've been so mopey without you. You sure have. Kiss me.
Johnny's no help, and this random doctor decides to embarrass us.
Hope those plastic sheets are working out for you, Jackie.
Oh, great. Here comes Pee-Pants and Staccato over here, sloshing through the halls. But help finally comes from a rather unconventional source. Dolfo, or as he's known here, Adolf. Can't help but think there's some kind of irony there, the German guy helping the Italian guy. Let's hope there's no Japanese guy in here too, we'd have the complete access.
I need something right here, right now. Like a knife or a stick.
We must start the planning at once. Get into the janitor's closet. You will find what you need in there.
So we head for the janitor's closet to find us a weapon.
Come on.
You don't want to do that, monkey.
What?
Here you go. Come on. We ain't got much time.
Wait a second. Don't I know you?
Now, don't be afraid, Jackie. Close the door. Now, turn around. Hello, monkey!
Yes, he was our Darkling all along, and he's here to help us bust out of the nut house. We leave the closet and the asylum's changed. Gone are the clean hospital corridors, twisted and mangled in some dark mockery of its former state.
The asylum is all just make-believe. The darkness made it to keep you from hell, keep you occupied while it puts your twig and berries back together. Keep you away from Jenny.
Why?
All I know is it wants to keep you two apart. I think it's afraid.
Tell me how to get to her.
No, I risked too much, monkey. Said too much already. You see, I can't die in the real world, but in the asylum, the darkness can kill me.
I need to get to her.
There's no time, monkey. You can't let them take the darkness. If you lose the darkness, you lose Jenny.
Following our little buddy's lead, we enter the portal and awake. Are we still in the Iron Maiden? Looks like we've been turned into Soundwave. Victor and Peevish are managing to proceed with their plan, sucking out the darkness from Jackie's body quicker now we can't fight back. Incapacitated, Jackie reaches out and we take control of our Darkling again, and we get a little lost trying to find out where to go. Hey, give us a break, we haven't played through this in 12 years. Ah, the fireplace, of course, that was obvious. We move as stealthily as we can through the wine cellar, ripping our throats and trying to avoid the lights. We finally deactivate the last fuse box, but it's too late.
Almost there.
Reclaim me, Jackie! Or Jenny burns forever!
The last dregs of the darkness's essence is drawn from Jackie's body, and Victor and Peevish make their exit, with Victor instructing one of his henchmen to burn Jackie alive. Reinforcements have arrived in the wine cellar, including the annoying flashlight troopers. We can hear Jackie's screams as we try and make our way to him.
I'll have what she's having.
Mob boss roasting on an open fire. We finally make it back to the chamber where Jackie's being slowly roasted in his own juices, and take out the evil little bastard cooking him. Now, nice and tender, we retake control of Jackie, who now has no darkness powers at all. Oh, we didn't take that into account. And even though we are free at last, no blood debt to be repaid, no generational curse hanging over our heads, and no Mike Patton screaming in our ears, the darkness still has Jenny's soul trapped, and Jackie can't let that happen.
As long as the darkness is trapped in there, and Jenny's trapped too, I got no choice. I have to get the darkness back.
Well, freedom was fun while it lasted.
But as we try to make our way out of here, Jackie seems to recognize where we are. It turns out this is Jackie's family home. See? There's even a picture of him and the late great Tony Sirico. The game clearly wants us to arm ourselves with this model 1887 shotgun. The flashbacks to Modern Warfare 2. We take the gun, which we can't use, and now the only option for us to get out of here is to run and pray that we don't get down by the horde of Brotherhood bastards out there in the cellar. We managed to get past the soldiers without getting down once, which has gotta be a new achievement for this channel, and we find Victor injecting Peevish with the siphon, and that sounded dirtier than it should have. Peevish, now imbued with the darkness's powers, summons a couple of exploding darklings and prepares to attack us, leading us into what looks to be the hardest boss fight of the game. We've got no powers and a shotgun we're not allowed to use. But besides all that, let's fucking do this. Our first strategy is to lead the exploding gremlins to Peevish and see if he'll take any damage that way, which he doesn't. So we fall back on the only strat left to us, poking leathery. The Model 1887 makes for great melee weapon under the circumstances, but due to the amount of damage we took trying to get the darklings to damage Peevish, we die. Understandable. Round 2 and we spawn back with literally 0 health. Great. Those generous checkpoints we've been praising so much seem to have screwed us royally. Round 3 goes much the same, but when we come back round for round 4, we've got more health to play with. This time, we batter the shite out of Peevish with ease, and he dies, allowing us to regain some of the darkness essence we lost. We can even pick up Peevish's corpse and rave him about a bit in victory. Oof. Jabbed him right up the ass. Oy. Don't know why Jackie decided to pick him up like that, but we can't say it isn't deserved. We rid ourselves of Peevish once and for all, and he vanishes into an irrelevant puff of purple smoke. You nasty little bastard. We come up into the burned out husk of the Estacado mansion and take out the remnants of Victor's troopers. This one guy with a flashlight is a pain in the ass because he has the high ground.
It's over, Anakin! I have the high ground! You underestimate my power! Don't try it!
After spending far too long trying to take him down, we just run past him. We find ourselves lost in the same ballroom as when we were controlling the Darkling, but it turns out all you gotta do is look at this picture of Jackie's dad on the piano. And then Victor arrives, for what looks like the final showdown.
Your father wanted a cure for the darkness. He wanted a cure for his little boy. Isn't that sweet?
Bullshit!
He promised us the darkness if we found the siphon, Jackie. It took us almost 2 decades, but we found the siphon. Now we're here to collect his debt to us.
You remember what we were saying earlier about how if Victor had approached Jackie and offered him a way to get rid of the darkness nicely, instead of trying to take down his operation, nailing him to a cross and killing Aunt Sarah? Why, in the name of ever-loving fuck, didn't he explain that Jackie's own father had enlisted Victor to help him? Smooth-brained, burn-faced, limpy, gimpy, irritating little fuckwit. But right before we can actually fight Victor, he disappears once again, leaving us to a group of henchmen who we're just gonna tear through. Having chewed through Victor's little ambush quicker than myself with a packet of wine gums, we chase the ghoul-looking little bastard. We tear through more of Victor's reinforcements before finally cornering him in the attic for what, thankfully, is the final showdown. And this is just another basic boss fight, similar to the one with Bragg, but in a confined space. Spam the enemies, main boss teleports around the room, you know the drill. And despite being the final boss of the game, we're either very, very powerful at this point, or Victor is just ridiculously easy to take down. He's very susceptible to the demon arm attacks, and with a handy application of our swarm power, Victor drops the siphon, defeated. Jackie takes the siphon, but Victor, in one last attempt, tries to grab it as well.
You are nothing! You are unworthy! The siphon will consume you, torture you, send you straight to hell!
That's the plan.
With Victor defeated and the darkness railing at him, Jackie does the only thing he can. Using the siphon, he kills himself to end the darkness's hold on him and free Jenny's soul.
Now! You dare defy me!
You were never in control. I'm coming for Jenny. Then I'm coming for you.
As predictable as ever, we wind up back in the asylum. Oh Christ, on our bike, let it end.
Hey Jackie, you eat something bad?
I ate a clown one time. He tasted funny.
Yeah, real funny guy. Go and find a banana to identify and then stick it up your ass. Jackie starts to kick off, but Dr. James gives him a mild sedative and takes us to see Jenny, hoping that'll calm him down. On our way, we run into Dr. Vic, whose cane and burned face should give you a clue in figuring out who he's meant to be. We run into Johnny again, who reminds us that none of this is real.
None of this is real.
I know that.
But before we get to Jenny, Nobby the janitor appears again.
This way, monkey! The only way out is up!
Our darkling runs up the stairs and, against Jackie's protestations, opens the door.
There's nothing out there for you. Jackie, just
Wait, no! Don't go up there, please! You'll just get...
I had a good run. Knew the risks. Made my choice. Oh, I'm gone for good this time. Good luck, monkey. Try not to fuck it up, eh?
He dies, trying to give Jackie his freedom. Yeesh. In a game about a guy living with the trauma of losing his girlfriend and having his only family member stabbed right in front of him, who'd have thought the saddest part would be the farting British hellspawn cashing his chips, huh? Rest in peace, little guy. You with the Queen now? We bust out onto the roof, but before we can jump, Jenny arrives.
Jackie, oh God, please come away from there. You're going to get hurt. Jackie, please don't do this. I want to help you.
You're just some kind of trick of the darkness. You're not the real Jenny.
Jackie, listen to me. There is no darkness. You don't have special powers. I don't want to lose you. We want you to get well again. You've got to take your medicine. Don't you want to stay with me?
We can take the blue pill and stay here in this fantasy with Jenny, or we can take the red pill and see just where the rabbit hole ends. Well, we all like a happy ending, don't we? And so Jackie stayed with Jenny in the asylum. Over time, he got better, and the two became closer. Now, free from his delusions of demonic entities and clinically certified as sane again, the two run a video shop in Vermont where they can watch To Kill a Mockingbird over and over and over and over and over. Okay, fine, I guess we'll do the other ending as well. So we reject the pleas of this false Jenny, and Jackie Sam Tylers himself off the roof. As we leap, we see the facsimiles of Jenny, Eddie, and Victor turn to demonic hellspawn as the darkness finally loses its grip on Jackie's will. Jackie plummets to and through the ground floor, and we find ourselves in the Doctor Who opening sequence. We reawaken in this twisted hellscape of the Asylum grounds and make our way to where Jenny is bound on the Tower of Barad-dûr? What the hell is that? Why the hell does that look like Sauron's tower from the Lord of the Rings? But the darkness isn't finished with old Jackie boy just yet.
You are of no consequence!
We'll see about that.
Sending a horde of enemies at us to prevent us from reaching Jenny. If you couldn't guess, these are just the guys we've been fighting through the whole game, just with different skins on them. And of course, we're thrown into yet another chase through the darkness's world as the demon tries to keep us from reaching Jenny.
You must not!
And here, we finally turn off the hints that have been plaguing us for the whole game. Apologies if they've been irritating. We destroy one of the binds holding Jenny to the altar, but it's raised from our reach yet again, so we press on, as the darkness rails at us that it shall not be released, and it lies.
It lies.
Gee, I wonder why the darkness is referring to Jenny as an it instead of a she. We defeat the final wave of demons and free Jenny for good, with the darkness telling us,
Doom yourself!
Oh! She's worth it.
And so, Jackie and Jenny are finally free of the darkness's hold on them, and they reunite for good this time.
Jackie, you did it.
See, that lip ring stayed on this whole time, huh? And as the credits fade in, you might believe that that's it. A happy ending, finally. But rarely are there happy ever afters for guys in mafia stories. Doubly so for those who condemn themselves to eternity in hell. Oh no, something bad's happening.
I love you, Jackie Estacado. No matter what happens, I always will. I'm so sorry.
Sorry? Jenny, I'm the one who should be...
Jenny is whipped away by an unknown force, and in a flash of light, she changes. Hello, nurse! You remember earlier when Johnny was talking about the Angelus? How it's complete anathema to the darkness in every way. The darkness is the dark, the Angelus is the light. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here she is. Irony personified. Winged, horned, feathered, and with some considerable jiggle physics, if you get what we're saying here.
Where's Jenny?
Don't worry. She's still in here. And after all you put her through, she still loves you. But she knows what must be done.
Give her back to me.
Jenny's soul wasn't the only thing trapped here. It was you who gave her to me.
I won't fight you.
What makes you think I'm even going to give you the chance? You have become too powerful a host. Caused too much suffering. You and it are now where you belong.
And so, Jackie and the darkness both are trapped in this purgatory by the Angelus, setting up perfectly for the third installment of the darkness story, which sadly never came. And on that rather anticlimactic note, that's the end. So as we look back on the adventure we've just had, can you complete the Darkness 2 without using guns? Well, yes and no. Ignoring the sections where you're forced to use a gun, such as the tutorial level in the restaurant, the parking garage, the slow-mo part at the breaking free of the crucifix, and Hellgate Field Amusement Park, you can go through the majority of the game without having to turn a gun on your enemies. But that being said, you can't play the game 100% gun-free. Even the boss fight with Peevish, although we did use a gun, just not to shoot him with, wasn't that difficult at all. The majority of the game was quite fun, even when all said and done, aside from trying to take out the flashlight assholes when they had the higher ground. Our editor even said that this was the most fun she's ever had playing The Darkness 2, so that's gotta count for something. So we'll let you, the audience, decide whether this challenge was a success or a failure. Let us know what you think in the comments, and if you have any ideas on how we could have done this differently, what would you have done? Obviously, The Darkness 2 doesn't hold a candle to the original Darkness game. Yes, the original was janky at times, but it had so much charm and a real gritty late noughties 360 era vibe. The Darkness 2 is definitely more technically competent, especially when it comes to the Darkness abilities. That's really the star of the show here. They did such a good job at making the powers fluid and fun to use, but it just can't hold up to the feeling we got when playing the first one. The story and writing too don't quite measure up to the first game. While the series is based on the comics of the same name, the narrative in the first installment felt like an evolution of the comic story, whereas this one feels more like a bad adaptation. The art style too, going from gritty realism in the first game to this cel-shaded Borderlands-esque design choice, just doesn't work in our opinion, but nobody can account for taste. We only wish the first Darkness game was available on PC. Doing this challenge on that game would make for an interesting run. But for now, that's all from us. We've got some plans for our next video. We can hear Albion calling us back to complete some last chapters of its fabled history. So we'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Hello, you lovely people. Thank you so much for watching this video. We should have had it done a couple of months ago, but we've both been involved with another project away from YouTube, so that's stayed our hands a bit. If you want to leave us a comment or a like, or perhaps share this video with your friends, please do. As we always say, we love reading and responding to your comments. And as always, a huge thank you for getting our little channel to over 8,000 subscribers at this point. We're so grateful to each and every one of you. We wanted to do a celebratory live stream at some point, but our upload speed isn't exactly the greatest, but we'll see if we can improve that any for the future. Once again, thank you for watching, and from both of us here at Epona Sue, we'll catch you next time.
Oh, Jackie, try again. I want the big blue one.
We're rooting for you.
Somehow I thought you'd be better at this.